and so does Ant-Man. And it's 2 minutes left in the half.
20 folks, that means let's go, everybody.
Animals.
And Jumbo, folks, my name is Garrett, and I will be your Safari guide today. And we're going to have a wonderful hands for this Safari. Please ask you keep all hands, arms, feet, legs inside the vehicle at all times. And please remain safe. It's a real truck, and I really am driving it, so it may get a little bumpy out there. But I will do my best to minimize those bumps regardless.
Moving for some reason. I don't get why, but you
Anyways,
do
though,
get.
while we hang out here together, if you look above your head, that's your animal spotting guide up there. That is going to help you identify any animal we may see on our safari today. Now, though I can't guarantee we're going to see every animal up there, I can't guarantee if we get as close as possible as what we do find out there today. Just as long as when we get back, though, you promise not to tell on me with how close I try and get up there today, though. And we're going to hold up for one final time here while we wait for our clearance from the warden to enter the reserve out there.
Gotta wait. Okay.
But with that, here we go into Little Lettieri Forest.
There.
In the Little Lettieri Forest, it is best to keep your eyes peeled and your cameras ready, as many of these animals have found wonderful ways to hide in their environment out there.
It's not that bumpy. I was just being dramatic. Why does that look like there's a surface?
Starting on your left-hand side with a tall bird up there, those are the saddle-billed storks, that black and white feather bird, and they stand at 5 feet tall. And they get their name from the yellow part on their bills in the shape of a saddle out there. And on your right-hand side right over there is the okapi standing up. Now, despite the zebra-like legs on the okapi, they're actually the closest living relative to the giraffe. One side of that is their long sticky tongue like the giraffe, which they use to pull food to their mouth. But unlike a giraffe, they will use their long tongue to clean their entire face, and that includes licking their own eyeballs and reaching
Oh,
into their mouth ears
DiFincenzo on the way down hit him in the head.
But now we are going to head deeper into the forest,
Yeah,
keeping
the
our eyes going
flagrant.
for that black rhino in the way distance on the left. They're going around the cliff edge. They're a little shy right now. And they're also escaping the sun at the moment as well today. So we're going to keep going through the forest to maybe catch that rhino one more time here in just a little bit. And we can tell that was a black rhino with a couple things. One, by their size, is they're one of the smallest rhinos,
Look,
only weighing up
Katie.
to around 3,000 pounds.
Look,
Also, one of the most solitary rhinos
Boom.
preferring
Hits
to
him
be
right in the
alone.
face.
That's crazy.
We're going to slowly keep going here as we see the nest of the saddle-billed stork up there to your right-hand side. That large nest for that large bird back there. We're going to slowly keep going here as that black rhino should be up on our left-hand side unless he went into that cave back there behind the cliff walls.
Not only does he get the
Up
shot,
to our
they
left-hand
get to
side and
retain the
maybe
ball.
see him one more time.
Again.
But
they need to capitalize on it. That's the problem.
Just his behind kind of sticking out a little bit at the moment.
Oh, there he is. His butt.
But as we keep going, at the top of the hill to your left-hand side is an orange antelope up there known as the bongo. Now, bongos, please do not stand up, though. Now, bongos have backward slanting horns, which let them run through the brush quickly and not get caught in anything. As the bongos startle, they dive through the brush. And that tan antelope over there is the greater kudu, standing 5 feet tall at their shoulders. Those are also female greater kudus, as only males have horns on their heads. And the male's horns are quite noticeable as they can grow up to be 6 feet long. And we're going to slowly keep our day going here as we're about to make our way towards the Safi River now. And there we are going to hope to catch up with some semi-aquatic animals going about their day today.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's bigger in person.
They're not even in Orlando right now.
So we're going to make our way down towards the river edge here. And the Safi River will appear on your right-hand side here, just like so.
What's the score?
We're up 7. Jay sucks. Just
And out there in the Safi River, we see a pod of pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the pink feathers on their backs, which only really show up during mating season. They do also, though, have a 9-foot-long wingspan, which is as long as the benches you're sitting on from door to door. And with that 9-foot wingspan, they actually only weigh around 12 pounds each out there as well. We are going to slowly continue further along the river here, where I've heard reports of a bloat of Nile hippos out there in the water. Now, we're looking for these hippos to be running in the water. As though they weigh as much as a car out there at 5,000 pounds, the Nile hippo can swim through the water, but since they can hold their breath for several minutes at a time, they much rather walk or run along the bottom of the river. Or just be on land like that one in the distance out there now, further up along the river. The 5,000-pound Nile
I don't
hippo
think
up
I've
there.
ever seen them out of the water.
As to maintain that amazing size we see out there, they'll eat around 100 pounds of food every day.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a better view here in just a moment. Worry not, folks. We're gonna get a little bit closer. As we also see some hippo species on top of the water as they swish around with their tails to mark their territory. We are actually in the splash zone right now, so they can sling their feces up to 30 feet away. But there's that Nile hippo right there showing us their amazing size out there right now. But we're going to keep going further along the river here to see if we can find any more hippos out there. Seems the rest of the boat is going to be hanging out somewhere else for the moment, so we're just going to keep going here. We have also heard reports of Nile crocodiles in the water to our left-hand side. They can grow up to 16 feet long and weigh up to 500 pounds out there. But they are very sneaky, as I'm not finding them at the moment. So they're probably hanging out further along the river. We're not going to really be able to see them, unfortunately.
Yeah, they are pretty sneaky.
Now at 16
Yeah,
feet
it's
long
just
and 500
water.
pounds, they can also eat up to half their body weight in just one sitting. This means the adult Nile crocodile can eat up to 250 pounds of food for just one meal. And that ability will allow them to go weeks, sometimes even months in between meals, depending on scarcity of food in their area out there.
Let's go, boys.
So now we're going to slowly trade out the Safari River for the open savanna. We are almost there now.
Let's go,
And one time that we are almost there is with this large tree on your right-hand side. That right there is a baobab tree. Now,
Or the
large chunks of
upside
the tree will
down
soak up
tree.
water, storing them for dry and hot seasons. With many animals learning that they pull coals in that tree, they'll get a much-needed sip of water on a warm day. And with many animals doing that during the drought, this does also earn the baobab tree the nickname the Tree of Life.
Jay Suggs hit a 3 right at the end.
Yeah, the tree of life.
to make it a
It may
10-point
also
game.
be referred to as the upside down tree, as its nodes go leafless up to 9 months out of the year to conserve even more water for itself, appearing to be upside down. But now we're going to make our way down into the open savanna towards that tower of giraffes, including the baby giraffe I see out there as well today. Way out there in the distance, we can see that tower roaming around, but we'll catch up with them here in just a little while. Worry not, everybody. And as you look out towards that tower, you'll notice there are few to no low-hanging branches. This is due to that tower frequenting the area using their 18-inch long tongue to pull down those branches. And actually, right now, if the adult support stick out your arms straight, you look from your elbows to your fingertips. That is as long as the giraffe's tongue. So we'll catch that little baby giraffe there in just a little while, but you gotta take the scenic route to get to them. As we do also have some wildebeest sleeping on your right-hand side right over there. The wildebeest is going to be the second most densely packed mammal in the world, just behind humans, as they're known to travel in herds up to 1.5 million wildebeest. Also nicknamed the News for the new sound they make spelled G-N-U. They're going to be a very well-organized animal, as they have 3 specific areas in which they live. They have only one place for eating, only one place for sleeping, and only one place for mating. Seems we found their resting place over there. But we're going to keep going further along the savanna here to see the African painted dogs running on your left-hand side. Now, don't let their cuteness or their sleep or their cuteness really fool you right now, as they're one of the most successful hunters in the savannah. They hunt their prey down with their great stamina, as they can run at 35 miles an hour for 3 whole miles. Also using great teamwork, as they'll trade out who chases their prey. Looks like they're getting their evening zoomies out chasing one another right now.
It's like also just.
But we're going to keep on going here, as we have some other friends on the
Yeah.
left-hand side right now.
Just like
These right in the back over there, we have some sable antelopes, the emblem for the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Also a symbol of courage, they're known to stand up to their own predators. Also the young and collie cows right here, these ones are about 2 years old, so their horns are just starting to grow. But here on the adult, we'll see how big their horns will grow to be someday. And though those horns look quite heavy to us, they're almost completely hollow on the inside. They have a honeycomb structure inside of their horns where blood flows into them to regulate their body temperatures out there. And right here on the right-hand side, these are the elands right here, and they stand 6 feet tall at their shoulders. They can also weigh as much as a fully grown giraffe, but don't let their weight fool you. They can jump 5 feet
You
high
are
from a standing
weird
position.
about animals, babe.
Meaning if they wanted to, they could walk over here and jump
That'd
into
be
the
nuts.
vehicle from the ground down there. And that is the male on the right based off his short but thick horns, and the female on the left based off her long skinny horns.
That boy is stocky.
But we're going to slowly keep going here as that baby giraffe is hanging out on the left-hand side of the road right there. That is a baby Maasai giraffe based off his rough and jagged spots. Now, females are on the shorter side at about 16 feet tall, while the male Maasai giraffe reaches upwards of 18 to 19 feet tall out there. But babies like that one on your left are born at an average 6 feet tall, actually. You're going to notice he is higher than 6 feet. He is about 11-ish feet tall, as his first birthday was a little over a week ago. But when he becomes fully grown, he will almost double in height out there. And he is in the road now, so we're going to go follow him down the road, it seems. Never mind, he's just crossing the road, so he's going to get very close on our right-hand side here in just a moment. And we have another female up on the left. That's his mom right up there on that hill, keeping a watchful eye of things around her up there. Especially her little one wandering off here, but we're going to go get right up next to this baby here. He's very young and very adorable, as you're about to see. Here he is, everybody. But he's going to go off on his own little adventure, so we're going to continue with ours as well. Past a bachelor group of wildebeest hanging out on the right. These are only males who like to hang out with one another.
Remember when it was
now his mom was back up on that hill, and I see his dad up ahead of us over there by the road. That is an 18-foot tall male Maasai giraffe up there.
We saw it in days.
So this is how big that little guy back there will grow to be someday, like his dad right up ahead. And here he is reaching high into that tree where only he can get to. You will see a lot of giraffes eating throughout the day, as they'll eat for around 20 hours out of the day. As they will actually only sleep for 30 minutes each day. Not all at once, so they only take micro naps that are minutes at a time. That adds a total of 30 minutes of sleep every day out there. And we have one more giraffe up ahead on the right over there. We're going to sneak past in just a moment. As we're making our way towards a more foresty part of the savannah, as we're going to say goodbye to our tall and slightly smaller pets back there. We have one last female on the right here as we make our way into the forest. She wants a very specific branch, it seems. So we're going to let her keep hanging out back there. So we're going to go into the brush here. Where I see a female mandrill walking on your left-hand side back there. She is fully grown at about 25 pounds, while males are 4 times larger at about 100 pounds. But I think the rest of the troop is hiding in the cave, so we're not going to embarrass you too much. We're going to keep going here.
Yes.
As there was a large broken tree back there when we first came into the forest, meaning there was most likely a big elephant that was through here. So we're going to go try and see if we can find any elephants still in the nearby area. Looks like they just recently cleared out of here, so we're going to keep moving quickly onwards. But to do so, we're going to have to cross an odd-looking bridge. And by odd, I mean old. Here's some advise you to not look at the broken pieces of metal or rope and zip ties on this bridge. Rather, distract yourself with your animal spotting guide above you by finding some animals you have not seen yet up there. As you all immediately started looking down. Just like that, we made it safely across like I hoped we would. So we're going to get away from that now and head towards some red clay walls over here. If we are lucky, and we are, we have tusk marks on the right-hand wall. That is a sign of more elephants being nearby, as elephants will break off and eat the red clay as sort of a daily vitamin to get more minerals in their diets. They will also use that clay to sharpen their tusks. But unfortunately for elephants, they are going to be poached for their tusk, as they're made of ivory, which is highly valued in the black market around the world. Poaching and deforestation will be especially devastational to elephants, as they have one of the longest gestation periods of any animal, as the African elephant is pregnant for around 22 months.
What?
And with them being pregnant for almost 2 full years, this does mean that baby African elephants are going to be born at around 300 pounds. Well, we're going to come to a break in the brush here, as we're going to see if we can find any elephants in the area, but it is quite warm outside, so they may have found a shadier spot in the brush to hide in.